Welcome back to part 16 of the Pet Adoption app. Here we're going to allow the user to upload a profile picture. So what we're going to do first is we're going to use active storage. So what I want you to do is come to Ruby on Rails guides, so edgeguides.rubyonrails.org, and I want you to do Command F and type in active underscore or active space storage. Okay, so click on active storage, and over here you can pause the video and go over it. What this active storage allows us to do, it allows us to upload all kinds of files, from images to PDFs to whatever we want. And we can also integrate it so that the file is actually stored inside Amazon or Google Cloud or DigitalOcean and things like that. So we can just do this for now. Obviously, active storage of image running uploads. So yeah, so just make sure that you come here and just read over it, and if you don't understand it, that's fine. I'm going to show you guys here how to do it in a real world, useful way, and how to actually make it work. So we can use it later for multiple file uploads, but right now we're going to do a single file upload. That's for the user profile or the user logo. So over here in the setup, please have a look. It says, look, it's going to create a table called active storage blobs and active storage attachments. Two tables that work together. They have a relationship between each other, and it allows you to do many beautiful things, okay? And it's really amazing. So just grab this here instead of the bin. Don't grab the bin. And then whenever you see bin in front of Rails, please don't do that. Always grab Rails active storage install. So copy that command, come to Visual Studio Code, stop the server, and paste it in Rails active underscore storage install. And of course, there's these two dots on top of each other. I don't know what they're called. I'm going to call them semicolon or colon or whatever. And that's going to create a file. You're going to notice here on your left side, you're going to notice something. You're going to notice something. This green thing, it means that the file was added inside the DB folder. Okay, in the DB folder, and that's called a migration, like we talked about previously. So if you click on this, create active storage tables, active storage there. So create active storage tables, active storage. So if you click on this file, you're going to notice that this was created for you by Rails so that it can basically add, look, it says create active storage table, okay? And here it says, look, the change that I want you to do to this database, pet adoption development, is I want you to create a table called active storage blobs. And inside that table, put all these fields or the columns or attributes or whatever you want to call them, you see? And here, create also a table called active storage attachments. And inside that table, I want you to add all these keys. All these columns. So there we go. So now we have to close this. Obviously, we have to migrate this to the database, because if you open either a Postico and you come to Pet Adoption Development, you're going to notice these two were always here by default, but the users table is the only table we have. You can also open pgadmin. Make sure your server, obviously, Postgres is running, and then you can open pgadmin from the top here on a new window or whatever you want to do, and you're going to notice here that I had created those tables before. So if I did a refresh right now, just do a refresh, don't worry, you're not going to see what I just saw. Okay, I was supposed to delete that. So you're going to notice over here, if you click on servers and come to tables, you're going to notice only the users table and this internal metadata or schema migrations. That was always there from the beginning. So as you can see, guys, I've already had to do this previously, and this is my second video recording of this tutorial. So I'm trying really hard, guys. So please like and subscribe when you can, and help me build this tutorial space where we can learn from real world, real life projects, okay? Now back to our application. So we want to do a Rails DB migrate because it's not in the database. So Rails DB migrate. So we're going to migrate this file that was just created when you ran Rails active storage install. So now Rails DB migrate is going to migrate this into the database. And sure enough, once this is complete, you're going to notice, I'm just going to make this a little bigger. You're going to see, look, create a table. One is active storage attachments and one is active storage blobs. So you can open Postico and do a refresh, and you're going to notice it. There you go. There is the active storage, the active storage attachments, sorry. And here is the active storage blobs. And there you go. You got the file name, you got the key, you have the ID, which corresponds with this ID over here. You're going to see the same IDs, right? that's how it finds which user owns which attachment. Okay, so now that we have the tables, that means we can add images in our tables. All right, so first things first that we need to do is we actually have to go back to active storage overview, and you're gonna notice over here, this is only for Amazon or Google Cloud. If you want to store, obviously you're gonna in DigitalOcean, when we put this live, we're not gonna be storing files in our server. We're gonna store them in a different server, okay, like Amazon or Google Cloud. Now over here, you're gonna see, obviously we have to make a change to the model. Okay, we have to make a change to the model, guys. And here in the model, you're gonna notice that in the user model, it says it like it has one attached. It's only one attached, and you can have many attached, but I'm gonna add only one attached because this only responds to the avatar. Okay, it only responds to the avatar. So here, we can name this whatever we want. We can name this avatar. We can name this, profile underscore pic, and I'm gonna call it profile pic because, well, actually, I'll leave it as avatar because an avatar can also be a logo. You know, it doesn't have to. Profile pic is a profile pic, but this is gonna be a logo. So yeah, and later we can always change that user logo, if we want. So copy that, has one attached avatar. We're gonna put this inside the user model. Come back to Visual Studio Code and click on models and user.rb, and just right over here, we can add it. We can just add it right here. Okay, so has one attached avatar. Now save it. Now remember this attribute, avatar. That's important because we're telling the model that the user has one attached avatar. That's a very important thing. So open, close the models folder, open the helpers, and click on application helper. Now in the application helper, previously we tried to add if the user has an image, like if there is, like if you clicked on Postico here and you clicked on users and you went here to the image, which is from Facebook, like eliasglyptis is right here, and this eliasglyptis here authenticated from Facebook, and obviously he's got an image. Like these other two guys, they don't have images. Okay, that's why it says null. So here, if he has an image, show the image, which was wrong actually, and I'm going to remove this. No, this is correct. The logic is correct, but this graph.facebook.com, this is wrong. So we're going to remove that, and what we're going to do is, I can do this all over again, so I might as well. I'm going to just remove this if-else end statement. Okay, and I'm going to do a new if-else, a new else-if. Okay, so if this, else if else. Okay, I'm going to add another else here. Okay, there it is. So there is our method, and inside our method, we're going to run this. Else if else. Okay, and yeah, so okay, let's go back. So we have an if statement, and in the if statement we're gonna say user. Okay, so it's the user, right? Dot avatar, because that's the attribute that we that's the attribute that we just added in our model. Dot attached. Okay, and you can go back to Rails guides, and you can, believe me, you can Google all kinds of things. You're gonna see amazing documentation, people contributing and telling you how many different ways to do it. But this is a pretty awesome way to do it. So it's pretty simple and straightforward. If user avatar dot attached, and then we're gonna say URL for, so URL underscore for, and we're gonna pass it inside. We're gonna pass it the user avatar. We're gonna pass it this one right here. So copy that. So user avatar, because if there is an attachment, then do the URL for user avatar. Okay, that comes from active storage. Okay, because we added the user has one attached avatar. Just gonna remove that. And else if. Okay, so else if, we have to check for the user.image, which is if the user authenticated from Facebook, he will have a user.image. Okay. if he has a user, else if he has a user.image, then user.image. That's why last time I was crazy to not put this, but yeah, it will work if you do a user.image. It will get you the Facebook URL. Okay, so else here we want to put woman dot png like that. Yeah. So that, or avatar, I'm going to change this for later because it's not a universal. What if it's a male, right? So so this is it. So I'm going to remove the white spacing here, okay, so that it's like that. And what else? I'm going to save this, Command S, and then yeah. So now that we're done with the helper, we're done with the user model. Okay, we added has one attached avatar. Okay, we save that and close that. Close the, I'm going to leave the helper open just in case I need to reference to it while I'm explaining. I'm just closing all these folders. Come to views, users, come to the users folder, click on dashboard. Now, come to the very top of the dashboard.html.erb, and I want you to find the very top. Earlier, I had done the full name is here. So just grab this here. Okay, just copy it, Command copy, and come on top of it, okay? Come on top of it and paste it in. Just like that, it should look like this. We're gonna keep the row. The row is important. The column is important, but everything in here, inside this column, I'm gonna delete. So we're just gonna leave a row with a call, and then also this one, I want you to delete this as well, this anchor thing. So basically, we're like that. We got one column, so it's just a row, right? It's a row, and then inside that row we have two columns. And now in here I'm gonna put the profile picture. So I'm gonna call this column dash, I don't know, 4, and here I'm gonna do column dash 8 because that's gonna be the upload button. The upload button is gonna be on the right, and this one is gonna be on the left. And in here I'm gonna put the image tag. Okay, I'm gonna put the image tag on the small column, so they need to equate to 12 together. It's like a dozen of eggs, you know, a dozen eggs. So 4 is 1/3, and column 8 is 2/3. All right, so inside of here, I'm gonna do the image tag just like we did in the previous parts, but instead of a file name, we're gonna call that method. We're gonna call that what do we name our method? We call it avatar URL, application helper. Okay, it's called this one. This is the method inside the module, avatar URL. Copy that, come back to dashboard and paste it in, and we're gonna pass it instead of obviously here in the helper it says user, but over that, and that's why it's an amazing method because you could pass whatever you want. But here in our state, in our situation, we're gonna have to pass it the current user. Okay, so the current user, because it's the current user who's logged in. Okay, so of course we need to add also the class, because otherwise it's gonna be this huge massive image that's gonna be crazy. So do Command P, okay, and type in application. That's a shortcut, application.scss here. So just open application.scss. You're gonna see a profile round small. So just grab that class, copy that class, because that's the class that we added. Okay, come to dashboard.html and paste it in. So that's what we need, that class there. Okay, that's very important. Okay, otherwise it's gonna be huge. So inside the column 8, I'm gonna add an upload button, and I'm gonna get it from Bootstrap. Go to Bootstrap, get bootstrap.com, click on documentation, click on search, and over here type in forms. Inside the forms, because remember, when you're uploading an image, it's a form. You're submitting. It's a post method. You're posting. Okay, you're posting it. So in the forms, just go to the bottom of the page, hold the command key and the down arrow, go to the bottom of the page, and we'll find this one here. You see this? You can upload a file, right? Or yeah, that's the one. So just upload this file. So this here, we're gonna use this. You see? So grab this over here, copy that. Come back to Visual Studio Code. Inside this column 8, paste it in. Make sure it looks nice. Okay, just like that. All right. So instead of this has to be wrapped inside a form, guys, because like I said, we have to use a form. Okay, we have to use a form. So we're gonna do a form 4. Yeah, form_4. Okay, and autocomplete, hit the tab key, and it gives you an end as well. So we don't need this true remote, we don't need any of that, but this is for the user, okay? it's for the user, and it's the same thing like what we did previously. Okay, we have a URL, and inside that URL, we're going to use a method, the URL, the users edit URL. Okay, it's the users, just like we did previously, users edit URL, and that's coming from our controller. Okay, and we're gonna pass it the user at user. Okay, and after that we have two things. We have an action that we created, it's called the update action, and we have a method that's called post. Okay, the post method, it comes with Rails, and we have the action update. So if we come to you controllers, hang on a second. Now you come to close all this, come to controllers and click on users controller. We're gonna run this update method. Okay, and just like previously, we have to say action. Yeah, it's an action. Okay, action, and that's update. Update, and we have a method, and that's the post method, right? So action update method post. That's so important. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Okay, and we did everything correctly. So now let's grab this here, this bootstrap that we grabbed from Bootstrap, the upload button, Command X to cut it, and let me just remove some white space. Okay, and put it inside of here. Let's just indent it a little bit. Okay, and instead of full name is here, let's say, geez, I should have done it from the beginning. Profile, avatar is here. Okay. Okay. So, okay, very good. So now the custom file, this stays. The form is fine, but the input field, remember, that's just HTML. This input field is all HTML. So we need to replace that with Rails. Okay. So instead of the file field, instead of the text field, as you guessed, there's text field, there's text area. We're gonna use file field. All right. So instead of like f.text underscore field, we're gonna use file field. So we're gonna use file underscore field, because it's a file we're uploading, and it's of course it's the attribute avatar. It's the avatar attribute, because we added that in the model. Okay, and then we have a class, and that class is going to be from here. We're going to grab it right from here, the custom file input. Okay, we're going to add it right there, and that's that. There's nothing else to be said. I'm going to remove this here. Okay, I'm going to leave the label, because the label is like, if you come to Bootstrap, the label is what says selectar archivo, seleccionar archivo. Okay, over here I'm going to say change avatar, change avatar. Okay, save it. So let's have a look. Let's have a look now how this looks. Okay, let's do a Rails S, and obviously we're gonna have to test it. So come to adoption, refresh. Okay, it's just the server hasn't loaded yet. It'll be fine. It will load in a second. That's because it's we did some changes. There we go. So here you go. We got this profile and then the upload thing. But let's add an HR. Okay, here HR, and then let's add a margin over here. Margin bottom -3. Okay, or make it 4. Okay, save it. Come back here. Refresh. There we go. That looks pretty good. And now if you click here, it will allow you to upload, and also it will allow you to submit. Okay, so I just want to check one more thing before we fail. I don't want to fail, so let's just click on this. Yeah, on either or. If you click on either or, so Let me just come to projects. I've uploaded some pictures. I'm going to add Thea here, and let me upload this image, see what happens. So you see what happened. Inspect. Hang on, let's inspect this. Console. What happens here? Okay. So if I select this file, all right, so nothing, it seems like, okay, so it's not submitting. Of course it's not submitting. It's not submitting. So let's just come back here, and we might have to add, oh yeah, in the form, right? Inside the form, we need to add like an on change, make this form submit. So this form submit, right? So don't forget this with submission, because we don't have a submit button. You see, we don't have a submit button. Normally we would have an f.submit, right? And it's a submit button. So we would basically have to have another button here that says submit, which is no, we're not going to do that. So we're going to do that with a little JavaScript will be perfect. Okay, so let's just add, yeah, let's add on change, right? On change. You could do this with HTML too, but now I'm doing it here with Rails. So with HTML, I mean on change equal this dot form submit. But here we have Rails file field, so it's on change, and inside I'm going to type in this dot. Actually, no, it's like that. Hang on. Double quotes. Okay. Double quotes. So this dot, yeah, this dot form dot submit, and like that. So this dot form submit, just like that. So we can save that now, and the minute now, check again in Postico, you will notice again, if we come to pet adoption development and you click on active storage attachments, you're gonna see something happening. There's nothing now, but when you come back over here and refresh this, now the view is going to be perfect. It's going to work. You click on browse, you click, I'm going to add this one here, open, and look what happened. Oh. Refresh. Nothing happened. Refresh this. Nothing happened. So what happened? Why? How come nothing happened? This file field is correct. Avatar class. We have a form for. The application helper is correct. Did we save this? Yeah, we saved this. Users controller. Oh, users controller. Users controller. Guys, we need to add avatar here, because remember, you have a parameter here that says require the params. You need to permit these attributes to be updated. So we need to add avatar as well. Avatar, like that, avatar, and save that. Come to Chrome again, and since we updated the controller, just to be safe, Control C, Rails S. I'm just paranoid. I always stop and start my server. I just don't like seeing, you know, problems and mistakes. Sometimes, you know, you get beat up after a while. You get beat up. It's so much work, and you're just like, oh man, I'm tired of failure. You just gotta keep going no matter what. And refresh the page. Guys, this is all 1 + 1 is 2. So, you know, so click on this file here. Oh my God, finally. Thank you. Thank you. Look what happened. We have this updated, and we have this one updated as well. Look, we have both, because in the on the nav bar, we actually added the same method from previous videos. From previous videos, we added this in the nav bar. So I'm going to come back and show you in a second, just in case you didn't do the previous videos. So inside again, the profile picture, this seems to be a CSS issue. So come back to Visual Studio Code, click on assets and style sheets and application.scss. This profile dash round small, it says width 80, but what about the height? So let's put a height, make it 80 pixels as well, like that. Save it, come back to the view, refresh, and we're in dashboard URL. And there you go. Here you go. It's a perfectly round image. Perfectly round. 80 pixels by 80 pixels. Okay. And look, I can change this again if I. Oh, and by the way, if I change this, let's say to woman.png, okay, I can. There you go. There you have woman.png saved successfully. And if I change it again and I choose Thea and open that, my image changes. So again, I can come back again to Visual Studio Code, and I can, click on Posticle. Click on Posticle, refresh. There you go. This is the table called active storage blobs, okay? And you have an ID number 3, and these, ID number 3, the image, the content type is image JPEG, the file name. So you probably wonder what's active storage blobs. Okay, well, come back here, active storage attachments, and it says, look, there's an attachment with an ID 3. The name is avatar. It belongs to the user. The record type is for the user, record ID 3, blob ID 3. And there's all kinds of things you can do. We can add multiple files, but that's in a different section. We'll add it for the pets, for the dogs and cats. So guys, this worked perfectly. Now you know how to use active storage with the 2 tables, active storage blobs and active storage attachments, in order to add 1 image for the user. Okay, so you know how to do that. Okay, you know how to do that. So I guess this is it for now, but what I want to do is I just want to let you know the color of this change. Obviously I changed it, but I didn't do anything behind your backs other than change this color. And I'm gonna log in with Facebook now. So I'm gonna pause the video and I'm gonna put a new user. I'm gonna do something private for my Facebook app, and I'm gonna add it to the encrypted file, but you don't have to do that. This is just me. I'm gonna pause the video. I'm gonna show you in a second. I just wanna activate Facebook app again so I can be able to log in with Facebook. You don't have to do that. You've already done that. Okay, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I'm back. What I did, I just went to Rails because in the previous videos I had shown my app ID and app secret, and all I did was I just, and in case you did a git pull, just be careful. In case you did a git pull and your Facebook is not working, is because you are using different credentials, obviously, because the credentials.yml gets pushed to Git, but you don't have the master key to decrypt it. So just make sure. So what I did is I copied my app ID and app secret, and what I did is I came to Visual Studio Code and I just did this. Editor, you can, here, hang on, let's do a clear. So what I did is I did this, and this opens up your editor, and you can just add your new secret credentials in case you did a git pull from my repo. And just letting you know that, okay? So that's how you update your secret credentials, all right? So that's what I did, okay? And I'm gonna do a Rails S, and I'm gonna, once I do a Rails S, I'm gonna log out. I'm gonna log back in as eliasglyptis through Facebook, okay? So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna just close this, and I'm gonna close that, and come back here, and let's see, let's close that, and I'm gonna log out, okay? I'm gonna log out. I'm logged in as Maria Santana now, but now I'm gonna log in with Facebook. Click login. Click. Of course, I'm logged into Facebook. I mean, I closed the tab. There you go. Successfully authenticated from Facebook. And Facebook is not showing the image here. I don't know why. I don't know why. That's not good. That's really, really bad news. Really bad news, guys. I mean, I thought this would have worked. I researched it. And I'm really upset that this isn't showing. Let's come back to the helpers here, application helper. And what are we saying here? So else if user dot image show user dot image. So I don't know why this you know, initializers, perhaps it's in devise, initializers, config, initializers, devise.rb. So here we have the app secret, email and info fields, email and name. This is correct. I have no idea why this isn't working, but I can either pause the video and so when we do an inspect like this, I think this might also be because I have added some blocks in my Facebook. So this should show. You see the URL. It's correct. It's freaking correct. And if it's not showing for me, maybe because I am not allowing apps to get my picture. But this should work. See, Sorrent. Why does it do that? This is really weird. Really weird. Anyways. I'm really disappointed in this, but it's working. Our logic is working, and I can actually upload a different avatar here. I can upload this one as well. You know, and yeah. Anyways, I guess I'm gonna have to fix this on the next part. So we're done with this part. We've done a great job. I'll see you guys in part 17. Thank you so much again. Please like and subscribe, guys. I'm really working hard. And in regards to hotel app and booking engine, for those of you who are following me, I just want to let you know I'm gonna finish that. It's just not right now, but I'm definitely gonna I didn't give up on that project. It's just that I lost my team that previously worked with me on that project, and I'm gonna continue working. I have something to show you. I think I'm gonna have to make a video and post it on the community, on the channel community, and tell you guys, you know, how far I am into that project and what I've done, and the videos I need to make in order to produce them. Okay, guys, thanks so much. See you guys in part 17. Bye-bye.